Hi dear children, welcome back to our chemistry class. Today's class is preparation of hydrogen. Preparation of hydrogen. How we can prepare the hydrogen? That is, we can prepare hydrogen from the potassium, calcium, sodium, iron. Okay, because hydrogen is present in water, hydrochloric acid, that is in acids and bases. Okay, so first we can prepare from the potassium. Hydrogen is prepared from potassium. That is, metals react with cold water. Metals react with cold water to form metal hydroxide and hydrogen. Metals react with cold water to form metal hydroxide and hydrogen. For example, potassium. Potassium is a metal. They react with water. Metal react with water, that is potassium react with water to produce potassium hydroxide and hydrogen. Potassium hydroxide and hydrogen. Here water is split into 2 H plus and OH minus. Okay, water is split into 2 H plus and OH minus. So potassium is positive charge. Okay, potassium plus. Okay, so potassium react with the hydroxide part. Potassium, that is plus valency. Its valency is plus 1. So potassium react with the hydroxide to form potassium hydroxide, and hydrogen gas is also released. Okay, then balance the equation. How many potassium? 1. Product side 1. How many hydrogen? Here 2. In the product side 1 plus 2. 3 is there. So multiplied by left side of this compound 2. Okay. Now oxygen. How many oxygen? 2 oxygen. Here how many oxygen? 1. So which side less number of oxygen? That is on the product side. So multiplied by left side of this compound. Now how many potassium? 1 into 2. 2 potassium. So multiplied by left side of this compound. Is it clear? This way needed to balance the equation. So potassium react with the water to form potassium hydroxide and hydrogen. Potassium catches fire. Potassium catches fire. Potassium burns with lilac color. Potassium catches fire. It burns with lilac color. Hydrogen burns with pale blue flame. Hydrogen burns with pale blue flame. If we react the time, potassium react the water to form bubbles. That bubble is hydrogen. Okay, that is the release of hydrogen. Bubbles is formed, that is the releasing of hydrogen, isn't it? Similarly, sodium react with water. Sodium, Na. React with cold water, H2O. Water is split into 2 H plus and OH minus. H plus and OH minus to form. Sodium is positively charged ion, unipositively charged ions. So it reacts with the hydroxide part to form NaOH and release hydrogen gas. That is a bubbles is formed. Bubbles is formed, that is in the presence of hydrogen. Hydrogen burns with which flame? That is pale blue flame. So sodium reacts with water to form sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas is released. Sodium also catches fire. It burns with golden yellow flame. Sodium burns with golden yellow flame. Potassium burns with which flame? Lilac flame, isn't it? Then balance the equation. How many hydrogen in the left side? That is in the reactant side 2, but in the product side 1 plus 2. 3 is there. So which side less number of hydrogen? Reactant side, so multiplied by left side of that compound. Now how many oxygen? 1 into 2, 2 oxygen. But in the product side how many oxygen? 1 only. So multiplied by left side of that compound by 2. So how many sodium? 1 into 2. So multiplied by left side of that sodium. Next, calcium. Calcium react with the water. Calcium, Ca, react with water to form calcium hydroxide Calcium valency 2, we should write under the subscript of hydroxide. Hydroxide valency 1 under the subscript of calcium. Plus bubbles is formed. Bubbles is hydrogen gas. Okay, so calcium react with water to form calcium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Okay, here also water is split into two, H plus and OH minus. Calcium is a dipositive ions because its valency plus 2. Okay, so calcium react with the hydroxide part to form calcium hydroxide and hydrogen bubbles is so formed. Okay, if the carbon dioxide is passed through that calcium hydroxide, we can observe that here that solution will turn into milky color. Okay, turns into milky color. If the carbon dioxide is passed through that calcium hydroxide solution, that solution is turned into milky color. Okay, so sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide and calcium hydroxide. If the red litmus paper is dipped in these three solutions, okay, red litmus paper is dipped in the sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, we can observe that red litmus paper is changed into blue color. Red litmus to blue color. That means they show their alkaline nature. That means these sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, these are alkaline in nature. Isn't it? Next, magnesium react with the boiling water. Magnesium, Mg, react with the boiling water, that is H2O, boiling water, to form magnesium hydroxide, magnesium valency 2. We should write down the subscript of hydroxide and hydrogen bubble is formed. Magnesium react with the boiling water to form magnesium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Okay, magnesium hydroxide is a base. But magnesium burns in the presence of steam. Okay, magnesium burns in steam. Steam also water vapor, but it is steam, burns. Okay, magnesium burns in steam to form magnesium oxide and hydrogen gas. Here, magnesium oxide, that is a white ash is formed. Magnesium oxide, that is a white ash is formed. Is it clear? So, magnesium react with or burns in steam. Magnesium burns in steam with intense white light. That is, intense white light is magnesium oxide. White ash is formed. Okay, white ash is formed, that is magnesium oxide. And hydrogen gas is also released. Is it clear? Next, aluminium react with the steam. Aluminium react with steam. Aluminium, Al, react with the steam, that is H2O, high temperature, that is 800 degrees Celsius is needed to react. Okay, so aluminium react with the steam to form aluminium oxide. Aluminium valency 3, we should write under the substrate of oxygen. Oxygen valency 2 under the substrate of aluminum. So, Al2O3, that is aluminium oxide and release hydrogen gas. Okay, so aluminium react with the steam to produce aluminium oxide and hydrogen. Okay, so what is the number of oxygen is there in the product side? That is 3. So we should multiply it by left side of that water. So now how many aluminium? 2 aluminium is there. So multiplied by left side of that aluminium, because less number of aluminium is in the reactant side. Now check how many hydrogen is there in the reactant side. 6. 3 into 2, 6. So in the product side 2 only. Which side less number of hydrogen? That is on the product side. So multiplied by 3. So now 3 into 2, 6. Okay, now this equation is balanced. So aluminium react with the steam or burns with the steam to produce aluminium oxide and hydrogen gas. Okay, similarly zinc react with the water. Zinc oxide. Zinc react with water to form zinc oxide and hydrogen gas. When it is hot, that is a zinc oxide is yellow in color when it is hot. Zinc oxide is white in color when it is in cold. Okay, zinc oxide is yellow when it is hot. Zinc oxide is white when it is in cold. Isn't it? So zinc react with the water to form zinc oxide and hydrogen gas.